And this is a competitive game where players are going to be building up their trains and trying to fill them with as many passengers as possible in order to complete their routes. The game plays over 4 rounds, and at the start of each round, players are going to be drafting a route card. This is going to give you some options to put your tokens out on the board to claim those routes, but it's also going to add a number of passengers to your board. But wherever you place those passengers, you're going to be putting the route card on the left side of your board as well. And in this picture, there are already some trains out on the board, but that may not always be the case because you don't start with any trains at the beginning of the game, and instead you're going to be bidding for those in the following phase. And there's going to be a few different types of trains that you can bid on. There are the refurbished ones, the old trains, and the new trains, and these are each going to grant you a certain amount of victory points and come with different options and abilities depending on the train that you are able to claim. Of course, each of these trains will have a base cost as well, and if you are the highest bidder, then you're going to be adding your bid amount to that cost, and that's what the train is going to cost you. You'll then be able to put that train out on your board, and there's a few other things you can do as well, because you can pay extra money to refurbish any of your old trains, and you can also rearrange your trains however you like, because wherever the passenger token is on that specific lane, it's going to be indicating how full that train is, and the numbers within the train windows are going to indicate how many victory points you get. We then move into the route optimization phase, where players are going to be using worker placement to claim different actions out on the optimization board. This can allow players to place more service points out on the board, which will gain them victory points for any trains that pass through them, but it also allows players to engage in advertising activities in order to attract more passengers to their trains. And there's also many train upgrades that you can claim here in order to upgrade any of your trains. After that, an event card is going to get drawn that can have positive or negative effects on all the players, and then we move into the route assessment, where players are going to be gaining the victory points for their trains and any special wagons that they were able to add onto their train, as well as any victory points from secret objectives or for service points out on the map. Players claim those victory points, and then players are going to be drafting specialist cards in reverse victory point order, which is going to give them some special abilities or actions for the rest of the game. And then the rounds continue like this for a total of 4 rounds, and the player with the most victory points wins the game. And if you're interested in this one, you can find a link to it in the description below.